When I started playing Mario and Luigi Brothership, I noticed one glaring change almost immediately. In battle, when you select an attack with Luigi, you use the A button instead of B. Now, is this a big enough deal to warrant an entire video? Not on its own, no. However, this detail is indicative of a major change that Mario and Luigi Brothership has made compared to its predecessors. In fact, despite the title emphasizing the close bond between these two brothers, Brothership is actually the game that divides them the most. How can this be? Let's find out. Mario and Luigi is a game series where you play as both Mario and Luigi. An obvious observation, I know, but have you ever actually thought about how special that was? Sure, plenty of games have multiple playable protagonists, but Mario and Luigi so uniquely and fluidly made you feel like you were playing as and controlling both characters at the same time. This feeling was accomplished by assigning the A button for actions taken by Mario and the B button for actions taken by Luigi. In some Mario and Luigi games that feature more playable characters, they have sometimes assigned the X and Y buttons to mimic the same feeling with a larger party. Now, while this A and B control system helped make players feel a better sense of control over the brothers, it did lead to the game feeling strange in terms of menus. See, it's pretty much video game law that A is used for selection and B is used for deselection. Sometimes I even think of the B button as the back button. I can't be the only one, right? In previous Mario and Luigi games, during battle, you would always use the A button to select options with Mario and the B button to select options with Luigi. Since the main selections in battle look like blocks, pressing the button just makes you feel like you're making the brother jump into the selection. From there, using B to make the smaller sub-selections felt more natural. However, if B is used to make selections in battle, what button do I use to go back if I change my mind? That honor went to the L button. It takes a small amount of getting used to, but all in all, the A and B selection and jumping method worked perfectly well in previous Mario and Luigi games, and was the right trade-off in terms of having pretty unorthodox gameplay in exchange for a feeling of controlling two characters at once. This was not only important to the gameplay, but it was also important to the theming of the game. The main theme of the Mario and Luigi series is teamwork. And by controlling both brothers at the same time, you truly feel like they're a team. It's not like other RPGs, like for example, Pokemon, where yes, you have a team of 6 Pokemon, but you as the player are the trainer giving them commands. Superstar Saga did make the mistake of sometimes switching who used A and B when you changed who the leader was. I always hated that. But other than that, the A and B system was super well implemented. Then some jerk involved in developing Brothership decided to say, I've got an idea, and now Luigi selects his attacks with the A button. What makes this such a poor design choice is that Luigi is still primarily controlled by the B button. So, after you select the attack with A and then select the enemy you're attacking also with A, 2 A presses, you now have to switch to B in order to properly hit the action command. To make matters worse, they could have just had a game setting that allows you to switch the way you select with Luigi. I even looked to see if there was one. I paused the game, I saw there's a little settings menu here, I hover over it, and rumble. That's the only setting. Why even call it a settings plural at that point? If that's not a representation of Nintendo's strict game customization, I don't know what is. And if you want to get more frustrated about Nintendo's game customization restrictions, check out my video on Mario Party Jamboree's far too restrictive pro rules right after this one. Link in the description. Now, I'm trying to step into the developer's shoes and understand why they did this Luigi selection nonsense. But honestly, I'm stumped. It's obviously not for simplicity. It's not simpler to do it this way. If I had to guess, I think there is so much bureaucracy and red tape going on over at these game studios that they can't even get something as simple as using a different button to select something without having like 50 board meetings. Compared to past games, this change makes me feel less like I'm playing as Luigi, and more so that I'm just playing as Mario and Luigi's along for the ride. There are even more game design choices that make me feel this way. In fact, I would go as far to say that Mario and Luigi Brothership basically makes Luigi an NPC. There is an interesting direction the developers took with Luigi in this game. In most of Mario and Luigi, Luigi is the more cowardly brother who is reluctant to go on the adventure. After 5 games of character development, Brothership has definitely upped the bravery switch on old Green Mario here, and as such they have given him a new defining trait, being the smart one. Throughout the game, Luigi will have these little brain blast moments where he'll pop up a little Luigi exclamation point and be like, I know what to do. They're great moments character-wise, but gameplay-wise they offer quite little. It's always immediately clear to the player when Luigi can use his smarty pants ability because he glows. It feels like it's all Luigi figuring it out. He's doing all the work and I, as the player, didn't really earn it. This feeling is made even worse that when you trigger Luigi's smarts with the L button, most of the time he will walk away from you and perform actions all on his own. When I saw in the trailer that Mario and Luigi would sometimes walk off on their own paths, my assumption was that we would be controlling Mario and Luigi with the 2 sticks on the controller. Now, I'm sure that would have been clunky, but they just have him move on his own? Seriously? Why have them separate at all at that point? I get that having both brothers move at the same time looks cool, but if you can't make it work gameplay-wise to the point where the other brother just moves on their own, you probably shouldn't have implemented it into the game in the first place. There are even some puzzles, and I say that generously, where Mario has to jump on these M platforms and Luigi has to jump on these L platforms. But since Luigi moves on his own, he just walks over to his platforms and you have to go to the Mario ones. Worst case scenario, you get tripped up and jump too quickly on an L one, but like, that's not fun. These don't challenge my brain. There's even this one part of the game where you hit a block and a bunch of coins pop out. Snoutlet comes out of Luigi's hat and is like, you guys should compete to see who can get more coins. And you just straight up play as Mario against Luigi to see who can grab the most coins. I know it's a friendly competition and all, Luigi even applauds you when you win, but pitting the brothers against each other in any way I feel is a massive disservice to the series' central theme of teamwork. Luigi isn't just a regular NPC here, he's an adversary. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I know brothers have friendly competitions all the time, and that's probably what they were going for. Nevertheless, it was in this moment that I realized that I'm not playing a Mario and Luigi game anymore. I'm playing a Mario game where Luigi is a party member. Now, that may sound dramatic, but I do feel that this distinction matters. There's one last thing I want to touch on, the auto jumping. It's a bigger deal than you think. Quick interruption, then back to the video. I've been doing an ongoing series where I play and critique my viewers' Mario Maker levels over on my second channel, Game Cubicle Plays. I'll link my latest video in the description. Now, you can make Luigi jump and swing the hammer in the overworld. However, if you jump up on a ledge or across anywhere, you do not have to press B to make Luigi jump with you. He jumps all on his own. This is a massive change from previous Mario and Luigi games. Unlike the ridiculous setting with the A button change, I actually understand why the developers did this one. In previous games where you always needed to make Luigi jump, if you didn't have him jump in time, he would fall face over overalls into the dirt. And since Mario is a supportive brother, he'd fall too. By having Luigi jump automatically, it will save every player a decent amount of time retreading the same ground. However, I still don't think they should have made Luigi auto jump, because by having Luigi auto jump, he becomes more of an NPC party member than an additional playable character. Also, there were other solutions to the jump problem. You could program Luigi to just not fall down ledges if Mario jumped ahead. But why does actually pressing the button to make Luigi Luigi jump matter. The same can be said about Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Mario jumps and the partner just follows. But the partners in that game have smaller roles than Mario. They don't have as much screen time. They can be switched out in exchange for other partners. Luigi, by comparison, is usually the bigger character in the Mario and Luigi games. Look, Mario is great and all, but this guy's already the perfect hero. What character arc can he possibly go through? Who are we relating to more? The guy who is practically perfect, always beats up the bad guy and saves the princess, or the guy who gets roped in on a crazy adventure and totally wishes he were back home eating spaghetti? Luigi is the more relatable character, and in an RPG, we want to feel like we're playing as that relatable character. Gameplay-wise, Brothership is really solid. The very fact that this is my biggest criticism of the game should say that. I just think that the game lost a little bit of its identity and a little bit of what made it Mario and Luigi by making these choices. It's not game ruining, it's just game damaging. I think looking at this game is a great way to see how little choices can really make a difference in how a game is presented. And if it really does take multiple board meanings to make those little choices, maybe you should take a page out of Luigi's book and instead put some bold ideas to use right there in the moment. Hey, if you like this video on Mario and Luigi Brothership, maybe you'd like to see this other video right here. If you like what I do and want to see me do more of it, consider becoming a channel member or supporting my Patreon, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.